Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in to Bluegrass Home and Garden TV. Art Hubbard with Hubbard Mechanical is with us once again, and we're not grilling outside.
No, we're not. I've actually had some people say, hey, you know, I live in apartments, I can't really have a grill and all this other stuff, and we toyed around with kind of doing something, but the 5% chance of rain this morning that turned into 100% kind of said, hey, let's do what we talked about doing. So
here we are.
Yep, we're gonna kind of use some indoor grill stuff that you can have on a counter that any apartment allows you to have.
Yeah, okay, so peaches.
Yes, this is gonna be kind of like a grilled dessert. You literally just cut the peaches in half, take the pits out, brush some oil, grill them 3 or 4 minutes on each side, take it out, drizzle some cinnamon, some honey, and you put a big old scoop of vanilla ice cream right in the center of it, and it just melts everywhere.
Well, that sounds so easy. We're going to have to stretch these out a little bit to make this show work, right?
Yeah,
so that means we might be talking about who knows what.
Yep, you never know what we're going to say.
All right, in the meantime, I mean, I know, it's right around that Labor Day weekend time, depending on when you're watching and stuff. What do people need to be thinking about in regards to plumbing real quick?
Biggest thing is, as we're getting more and more back inside, September's still a bit on the warm side, but we still need to be conscious of what we're putting on our drains. We need to be conscious of sump pumps, because we can start getting a lot more weather, and just pay attention to that kind of stuff. We're going to be more conscious of just what I've had people say is the stuff they're putting down the toilet still.
Oh, gosh.
They did not see our segment.
Go over this again?
They did not see our segment.
Oh, goodness. Well, we'll just have to keep reposting that one for you all. All right, we'll be back here in just a few. Stay tuned. Well, Christopher Gordon with Spray Net of Lexington is with us now, and I had the privilege of actually getting to see this home before you all got started, and this is a total transformation behind us here.
This is not the same home at all. So as you know, and for everyone watching, it looks like we painted it. We actually didn't. We stained the brick. No one's ever heard of it, but think about like there's stain for wood. It's like stain for masonry and brick. We actually dye the brick. And so what's so cool about this is we can do any color in the world. In this case, we did a Sherwin-Williams Drift of Mist. Okay. They fell in love with this color. We actually made them samples so they could see what it's going to look like, because this is a big decision here. Right. And they loved it, and we did this. And what's cool about it, though, is with normal paint, you're sealing the brick. You're forever sealing it. Right. And this is becoming part of the brick. It's like chemically bonding with the brick. It can't come off. It can't peel. It's part of the brick. And 15-year guarantee on our work. So this is a long-term, basically maintenance-free, bulletproof way to completely transform the look of your home. And this color combo, the dark trim, the dark windows with that white-ish, brick is so on point with new construction. You're seeing a lot of people trying to stay up with the trends. Yeah, right around the corner here is new construction, and that's exactly what they're doing. And so we were able to take their existing windows trim, but it was super red and brick. It's like orange and red and all those mixture of colors, and make it this. And this was about 2.5 to 3 days, if I recall. Yeah, and I want to remind people that there's a window of opportunity to have something done like this because of weather. So if somebody wants this look before Christmas, we are slammed, but we have the capacity to take on maybe 3 or 4 more projects, squeeze them in there before about October, when the weather hits, gets too cold and rainy, and we just can't do this anymore. All right, so that means give them a call. How can they do that? Yeah. Oh, sure. 859-533-2915, or you can check us out on our website, www.spray-net.com. We are back. Okay, Art, so what is our first step?
Cut the peaches in half.
Wash the peaches.
Yes, I have, that is correct. I already did wash the peaches, so that is, I already forgot, so.
My kids would probably just forget to do that part of it.
Yeah, I mean.
Peaches don't last long at our house, that's for sure.
Yeah, me either. But it's just literally just kind of get it and get your pit, and I usually just use the pit as a pivot point to kind of make it as even as I can. Of course, they're never going to be perfect. Do a little twist, get it out, get a big old spoon, and just kind of get it and just take the nasty part.
Oh, see now? I don't think that's nasty.
It gets a little chunky sometimes, get a little gritty, depending on how long the pit's been in there, how ripe the stuff is, and just, if you like it in there, that's the beautiful thing about cooking. This is just a roadmap. You can take whatever you want and just get it as pretty as you want. Take as much time as you want. And
I wonder if you can do this with nectarines.
there are actually a lot of them that you can.
Okay.
There's a lot you can do with nectarines.
You just never hear about it, right? You never hear about grilled nectarines. You hear about grilled peaches.
I actually was reading on some stuff. People grill plums. I'm quite curious to see what, I love plums, but I don't know how it tastes, but I might try it sometime.
You'll have to let me know.
Yeah, and then at that point, we just go and we grab your little brush. You go and just brush on the oil.
Now you're using canola oil, but could you use olive oil?
You can use any.
Or grapeseed oil?
Yeah,
or
you can. The thing, the higher the flash point of the oil, the better. But they can be on the grill for so little time.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be that. And peaches aren't exactly hot.
Right.
So it's not gonna be bad. But anytime you are gonna have it for an excess amount of time, you want to have something like peanut oil or something that has a higher flash point, so you don't taste burnt.
Okay. All right. What else do we need to do?
That's it. At that point, then we just put it on the grill, about 3 or 4 minutes on the medium heat, and then take it off to when it gets soft, and then you top it off.
All right, easy enough. Stay tuned. Richard Weber, Springhouse Gardens, always a pleasure, and we're still in the shade.
Yeah, not bad. Not a bad gig on a hot summer day.
Right, absolutely. But these are actually a native plant that can go a little bit more in the sun, right?
These can take full sun, they can take part shade, they can take full shade. They're just not going to bloom as much or have as beautiful a fall color as they can get if it's really, really deep shade.
Right.
But this is a plant that I don't know if we've ever talked about it in all the years we've been doing this.
I know.
This is Fothergilla.
I don't remember it.
And it's a great native. And it's Fother, like Fothergilla, named after a plant guy whose last name was Fothergill. So they said, oh, this guy discovered them. It's a Native American plant. They named the whole genus after him. We are fortunate to have 3 distinct varieties of this. And a lot of times you're lucky to find one. So the one we generally have is the dwarf Fothergilla. And this is Fothergilla gardenii or gardenii. And it's going to be a beautiful little native that stays about 3 to 4 foot high. And there's a theme about natives. A lot of natives naturally form clumps because if that one stem dies, then they want to be able to stay alive through, in the wild. So they typically will send up little sprouts and make a nice contained clump like this Fothergill. Some native shrubs like sumacs and things will take over the world. So that's why you don't see a lot of people recommending plants like sumacs, even though they're great native plants. This one is a well-behaved native that makes nice little clumps. So gardenia if you want something smaller. The next one that you might find a little more often is represented by these gorgeous ones behind us. This is a slightly larger one called Mount Airy, and it's been a selection that was found in Mount Airy Cemetery, I think, or maybe Mount Airy, North Carolina. I need to do a little research, but it's a larger growing Fothergill, and you can kind of tell that it's bigger and beefy. The flowers are bigger. All of the flowers are this white, very fragrant bottle brush type flower that only, it's not a real showy flower, but it's very fragrant, great for early pollinators, because these bloom typically in late April throughout the month of May, but every once in a while you'll get one that, like this one that just popped up. But it's a really great spring blooming plant. But the claim to fame on all these Fothergillas is the absolutely intense, gorgeous fall color. And it'll be anywhere from red to orange to purple to even some golds and yellows. Gorgeous fall color. There's one more that we got. This is the very first time that we've ever had this one. This one is one called red licorice. And it's a larger type like this, but it's been selected to have a really intense red fall color. So I'm hoping that I still have 1 or 2 of these left, or maybe I have to plant one of these before they're all gone. But Fothergilla is a great native plant species that you should look for the next time you come out here to Springhouse Gardens. We always try to have some of these throughout the summer and into the fall so we can enjoy the fall color. But
absolutely. Come
out and see us. We're about 4 miles south of Man o' War Boulevard, just off of Harrodsburg Road, off of Catnip Hill Road, which is highway number 3375. I was thinking, wow, I can't remember that. I've only been here for 28 years, starting to forget stuff. But you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook under Springhouse Gardens, and we hope that you come out and see us, because Springhouse Gardens is what?
It's like where buying plants is a walk in the park.
Yeah, I didn't cue that up for you. So
That's okay.
Come experience Springhouse Gardens.
Where buying plants is a walk in the park.
Thank you so much, Amber. Until next time.
My good friend Dwayne is here with us over at House by JSD. What you all don't know is beforehand we have several cameras set up and we have to do a big clap to sync all the audio.
What's those things called? It's like white things. Was it clapboard? Is that what that's called? Camera guy says clapboard, so he says we have to clap. So he wants her to do the clap, but I do it and just.
Yeah, so it's like clap, 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 clap.
You had to be here.
You had to be here, but it's okay. It's okay. We're just trying to let you know a little bit about what goes on behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes.
Exactly.
Right. So you know what we're going to make today? We're going to make this beautiful arrangement, and I think that it. I want to sit it on our back porch.
Okay.
That's what I wanted this to sit. And this concrete pot is beautiful. So what we do to start any flower arrangement is we take the styrofoam and we have to cut it to fit, and we glue them down in there, and then we cover it with some moss, and we have these little, I've moved them somewhere, these little pick machines, little picks to hold in there. So basically we cover up the ugly, right? So then we want to start with what? I want to start with fall leaves.
Oh, okay.
Or you can start with that. No, that's good. Greenery. So you didn't get it wrong. So let's add some of this greenery to it.
Okay.
And this is something we sell here in the store. It's like in a big bush, really, and we've cut it up into smaller pieces. It's called fat akuba, and we've cut it and we put little pick machines, and it really looks as if it reminds me of hosta in a way, right?
Oh yeah.
And so again, I always reference that anything I try to make, I want to try to feel as if I went out into my backyard and just cut it and then kind of poked it in there, especially the fact that it's setting on your outside patio.
Or we have one of those windstorms like we get all summer long, and you go out and there's just pieces all ready for you. It's
been a rough one, hasn't it?
Yes.
It has been a rough one. It really has.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Hope that's not indicative of the winter, but right now we ain't gonna say that out loud. So we're filling this up with our greenery. And then the next thing is, since we are talking fall, our next layer of greenery are a couple of different textures of leaves. And this is a birch leaf. Okay. And I'm going to cut it already, and I'm going to put that little spiky pick on it. And so I bent this one, and the point of reference is kind of lift it up a little bit.
Well, which one is this?
That's called an aspen leaf.
Okay.
An aspen. Isn't that gorgeous color? Mm-hmm. And it's like, when I look at that one, again, look how it's kind of bent out. It came out of the package that way, but you poke them in there and let them spill out. But I even do that.
Okay.
I mean, you can twist these any way you want and see its little happy face. Mm-hmm. So we'll go back in and let's add some of the greenery, the rest of the leaves really on top of the greenery, and then we'll come back and do the next layer. All right. Sound good?
Sounds good to me. Sounds like a plan.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. So I joked about the fact that this wasn't going to take very long, and now I just feel like he's taunting me because it's taking forever.
It is.
To be able to sample this.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, I'm making her wait. All right. Just get your indoor grill. Get it to where it's preheated.
Ooh, yeah, that's sizzle.
Yep. Do not hit your fingers on there, because that might not feel too good. And then just put them, you want to have, spooning is only for your spouse or your significant other, not for the food. Just keep that in mind. And just go, and on this particular one, you can set the time you want it to go, and now we wait.
Just so you know, his significant other is off camera, and she's just like,
yeah.
Oh, art. Art.
24 years, she should be used to, but now it's her fault at this point.
All right, but how long do you let this cook, did you say?
About 3 to 4 minutes. Okay. And then you just take it out, and once you take it out, you top it, or let me rephrase, 3 or 4 minutes on each side. Okay. So you do 3 minutes on one side, 3 minutes on the other side, and then it gets nice and soft. You put it in a bowl, get you a big old scoop of vanilla ice cream, and eat away.
All right, and then what's this?
That is honey, and that's cinnamon. Okay. So when you take it out, you drizzle that over top of it. You chow down.
Okay. Or you can maybe do like cinnamon sugar, the cinnamon sugar stuff maybe.
Oh yeah, whatever. I mean, that's the beautiful thing. Whatever you like better. Like if you don't want the straight cinnamon, you can have like the brown sugar cinnamon, all that different stuff. Like we used to have a toast, when we were kids. Kids don't do it hardly anymore. I don't know why, but we used to eat that toast every morning for breakfast. So.
All right. Well, we'll be back here in just a few. Y'all stay tuned. Well, Jimmy Nash is with us, and we're over in the Reserve at Greenbrier, inside one of his homes that's under construction. And first thing that caught my eye.
I know, it's a big countertop, isn't it?
It is. And you said this is quartz.
It is quartz, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've not seen one with this thick of an edge, so that's really impressive.
Yeah, a mitered edge, and it did the same here, just not as big.
Right, and then I have not seen this where they've added this little ledge.
I know, that was a really cool feature that they got there, and then they bookmarked little sections in the back of it. And
yeah, and then this hood, first of all, is massive.
Yeah, a little dusty, but...
well, that's what happens when you're trying to finish everything inside.
It's a metal hood with the faux finish on it, but...
That's awesome. Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
So that's what Instagram does.
Yeah, oh, I'm sure.
All
People
kinds
bring
of
you all
ideas
kinds of stuff.
Right. Yeah, but we're kind of in that stage now where we're probably about 60 to 70 days from finishing.
Okay.
So you got people trying to do the finishes like light fixtures and stuff and still cover things up. And,
right.
And so you can't really see a whole lot, but it's going to be a beautiful house. And we're working on a pool and a big pergola and a privacy wall. It's going to be really cool out there.
I particularly love this space though, right here. I mean, off the kitchen. I mean, I'm assuming that this is going to be like a dine-in area right here, and then you just got all this light coming in, very open. I mean, I can't wait to see this all finished out.
Yeah, and these will be glass handrails, so they're all glass here,
so it's not gonna,
glass on the deck as well. So kind of a nice modern touch. So you got a little bit of the modern feel to it, and some traditional elements as well. So. It's going to come together
now I know
nice.
a couple people have been asking me, is it sold out in Greenbrier?
We still have a lot. Well, all the lots are reserved, but so we're taking some backup reservations, and then we're starting to show people Waldorf, which is kind of a smaller version of the reserve, same lot size, but it's a gated community.
All right,
and not far from here.
Definitely going to have to make sure we come back
and
get a final tour around this house.
We definitely will, for sure.
Probably going to be a little bit more into fall, of course, but it could always give us aspirations of what we want our summer next year to look like.
Exactly.
With that outdoor living space, it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, and today one of the hottest days of the year, so it's, getting the pool finished up, and they're very popular right now. So I'm doing a lot of them.
I mean, if summers keep being the way they were this year, I can understand why, that's for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, in the meantime, how long is the process typically taking right now for you from start to finish?
It's 12 months.
Okay.
It's to work with me and Jim on design and selections and pricing. It usually takes 4 or 5 months to do that, so a year and a half total.
That's really not bad when you think about everything. I mean, especially when you're building a home to this scale.
Yeah, a year and a half isn't bad if you're starting from scratch and you end up with something custom and very beautiful and unique. But when people tell you it's going to be a year and a half and it's 2.5 years, that's where customers get frustrating at. So, yeah, as long as you can hold to those dates, and those are the dates they should be, everybody's happy.
Yeah, and we've been working together long enough. I mean, you've pretty much got it down to as much of a science as it can be.
Exactly.
So if people have questions for you, should they go to the website, give you a call?
Yeah, website definitely, jimmynashhomes.com, or you can just give us a call, 859-621-8880.
Breaking weather and traffic doesn't have to take you by surprise.
With First Alert weather alerts and traffic alerts in the morning, we'll get you where you need to go on time.
We keep this from happening to you.
WKYT, the most weather and traffic updates all morning long.
Alerting you first, the WKYT First Alert Weather app.
Well, we are getting closer. If you're just now joining us, Art is giving us some indoor kind of grilling tips right now because the weather did not cooperate with us this morning.
Nope, but adapt and overcome.
Yeah, 5% went to 100%. So. All right, so.
Time to flip.
Time to flip.
All right.
You got the tongs.
Yep.
Ooh. Nice.
Yep. Oh, they smell so good.
I just love peaches.
Oh, I do too.
Love it.
I do too. They're amazing. That's one of my favorite snacks. Like when I was in the service truck every day, I would have those little I call them the kid cups of peaches, and I would just take them, take the lid off, drink the juice, and just eat the peaches. No utensils needed.
But I much prefer fresh peach.
Oh yeah, any fruit fresh is just way better.
I know. All right, so another quick question I have for you, since we're got a little bit of time to spare. If people, whether it's for HVAC, boilers, plumbing, even electric, if they're getting something where they're finding they're going to be out of pocket a lot, like all of a sudden they have a really big expense that they're being recommended, how do you recommend they protect themselves? Biggest thing is ask to see a license. Okay.
It's that simple. You can have a journeyman on site. You can have apprentices as well, but there has to be a journeyman on site, so that they give you protection. And if it's going to be, I think the law is anything over $1,000, you can go and have the contractor give you a copy of the general liability insurance with you as their certificate holder, so that you have a copy and it tells you how much they're insured for. Okay. So a lot of people will say they're license insured, but they won't produce a license and they won't give you a copy of their insurance. And if they're doing that, they're hiding something. We have to have it. Like, to have an active HVAC master license, you have to have an $800,000 policy. Huh. In today's world, that's not even half of what you truly need. So there's different scales of work that you do is going to have different, minimums that you have to have. They get an umbrella policies just to cover everyone. But that's the biggest thing is, don't be afraid to ask, because it's your money. Yeah. This is your house. This is your sanctuary. You have to protect it. And if someone is hiding from it, they're not the contractor for you.
All right. Well, stay tuned. Thanks for coming here. If you're just joining us, make sure you scan that QR code and join their email list. But we've been working on getting all this I've been putting it in.
I really have just stood back and watched. And so I say this without maliciousness in my heart. It gives me joy because we've done these for a couple years now, and I just said, just stick them in there. And I literally didn't do anything, and you figured out how to cut it, manipulate it, and beautiful. So. Beautiful, beautiful.
It's not a bow.
It's not a bow.
It's not a bow.
That's a different story. So what we've added are these beautiful aspen leaves and birch leaves on top of this greenery that's called fatacuba. That's the interpretation of hostas, and it kind of looks like you went and started cutting things from the trees and gathered it in this container. So I think it's pretty as it is, truthfully, right? So the next layer is I want you to add a little height to it, and then we've got these little sticks, like you just picked out sticks out of your yard, right? There you go. And there's just a few of them. We don't need 1,000 of them. And then my other layer is, I might need to cut these a little, that we've still got hydrangeas, right? Probably green ones are growing more than the white ones, but I'm cheating a little bit. But hydrangea is my friend, and so I've cut it pretty short, put a little pick on there, and we're going to kind of tuck those in the bottom and fill the bottom in. Hydrangeas don't need to be up high because they've got a really fragile shaft, and so hydrangeas won't hold up. So you really always, when you use hydrangeas, artificial, real, you want to treat it the same way. You always kind of want to tuck them in there. If you don't, there's something visually, it looks like there's something wrong with that arrangement.
Like you've got them wired.
Exactly. It just, well, and you may disagree, and again, this is my interpretation of it, my show. So I think it's your show.
It's okay.
It's okay. Right? Okay. That's okay. I'll just take it right.
I'm just here for the ride.
Just like some very good time. Here you go, precious. So we're going to fill this in with hydrangeas. And then the other thing, I've referenced hosta. And so this is an artificial hosta that we sell at the store. Isn't that beautiful? And again,
really
be careful with that. But I keep coming back to, I went out into my lawn and I cut things and gathered it and put it in a container. And that's just always a reference for me. I just want it to seem so real. And then the last little piece of the puzzle that I want to kind of speak about is these late summer roses. Because normally you wouldn't think of adding pumpkins and fall leaves, but I think, roses are still out there, right? Mm-hmm. And I just cut things from my yard and gathered it and put it in my container for a pretty little dinner party. And an unexpected little mix. Let's kind of stick our little pumpkin right in the middle, and we'll turn him, thank you, kind of give him a little happy face. Got a couple little rosebuds, a couple more hydrangeas, and that's it. What do you think of that one?
I think that was easy, but it's beautiful.
It is beautiful. It really is easy. It seems, you look at that and it seems like it's overwhelming, but if you just just the pieces and parts of it, it's not that difficult. So again, scan the QR code, come and see us. We've got all this stuff in the store, and we will be more than happy to kind of guide you and walk you through. And the last little question is that people will say, if I have a container, can I bring my own in? Absolutely. You can buy the stuff here and go do it yourself. We'll do it for you. But if you have a container, bring it in. We'll fill it up for you.
All right, scan that QR code and get creating some happy fall.
Bye, guys.
We are almost out of time. Art, how much time do we have left?
At this point, I can take it out whenever I want.
Okay.
Right? Let's
I
give
won't.
this.
I won't
Yeah.
do- yes,
You won't.
yes,
You won't.
I won't.
Oh, look, it beeped right as soon as I grabbed it. Talk about timing. All right, we'll put one on a plate. We'll get all these other ones.
It smells so good.
Oh yeah. Another one I like doing with peaches is in a skillet, and I use a amaretto. Ooh. And you put your cinnamon stuff on it, and then you put a little bit of amaretto, get that fire to kind of kick up a little bit, and
nice.
then you put some vanilla ice cream on it too.
Okay.
And at that one, we turn that off.
Okay.
Get that out of the way. Now we get you.
What about our honey and cinnamon? Does it go on top?
Oh yeah, I guess if you want that. Yeah, see, I'm just straight up.
Ice cream.
Yeah. Kind of braise that on there, or brush it on there, I mean. And then get a little bit cinnamon.
Or if my kids would go.
Right, little. I can do it too.
Yeah.
I'm someone's kid. All right.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah. All right. There you go.
Oh, it's just, I feel like it's going to slide right off.
Oh, yeah, it is. But that's how simple this recipe is.
Unfortunately, I feel like I need to let it cool just for a second.
Oh.
I've learned way too many times that
Yeah.
I bite into things way too quickly on the show, because then I'm like, oh, my mouth's on fire.
Yep. And then you got to keep the composure.
Yeah. All right. So
Yep.
I guess we're going to dig in.
Yep. Here, I'll hold it.
Ah, there's ice cream. No. Give it to me. Well, I'll figure it out.
There you go.
There we go.
We're all
There we
family
go.
here. Good or warm, or both?
Well, it is warm, but I mean, I expect that. I just
Yeah.
don't want it to burn. But that is very, very good. But it's almost like a
Cobberish.
like the same type of thing without all the breading. I mean, because I like that. Okay, so
Yeah.
all right. Well, people can get this. They kind of the details about this recipe.
Oh yeah, they can go on
Okay.
our social media, our YouTube channels, where we put a lot of the videos, and then we actually post the recipes on a lot of our thing on every one of our social media platforms. So.
All right. Well, stay tuned, because Art will be back with more next time. So we'll see you then.
All right.